All right, welcome once again to yet another Plunder campaign kingdom. Let me just quickly, before I forget, copy this graphic to my clipboard for the thumbnail. Let's dive into the next kingdom here, and there is a very interesting message here I'm not sure what it means. That's, yeah, peculiar. None starts with 10 curses in the deck. Is that the AI or what is happening here? Ah, the trash starts with 10 curses and okay, that makes sense. But ooh, that's an interesting twist. Yeah, so we started this kingdom and already had a prompt. I probably shouldn't have auto-clicked the estate there, as there was inherited, letting us replace one of our starting cards with a cutthroat. And luckily we see this cutthroat on our turn one hand. But again, there's also Shaman in the kingdom, where we gain cards from the trash costing up to 6. And because the trash seems to be filled up with curses, we will be flooded with curses very, very quickly. Yeah, let's look at the kingdom and discuss a few of the cards. Landing Party we played with last time. Rope also, so I won't go through them all too much. Cutthroat lets each other player discard down to 3 cards in hand. And the next time anyone gains a treasure costing 5 or more, they also gain a loot, and only then the Cutthroat is discarded from play. There's Pendant, which gives us +1 money for every differently named treasure we have in play. Artisan gains us a card to hand, costing up to 5, quite strong, but also we need to put a card from our hand onto our deck. Grotto, this time not reckless, lets us set aside up to 4 cards from our hand face down, and at the start of our next turn we discard them, and then draw as many. Shaman I just discussed. Harbinger lets us top deck cards from our discard pile after playing it, quite a weak effect. Cabin Boy is a feast variant, basically, letting us trash it at the start of our next turn to gain a duration card. And Cabin Boy is especially notable in this kingdom here. I'll get to that in a bit, as it since we can trash it at the start of our turn, and at the start of our turn we will also need to grab a Shaman from the trash. Not a Shaman, of course, but due to the Shaman effect, we need to grab a card from the trash. Actually, trashing the Cabin Boy and gaining a duration card for it will circumvent gaining a curse or gaining any card from the trash. So that will be really, really strong. Next up, we have Fortune Hunter, +2 money, and we can look at the top 3 cards of our deck and play a treasure from those cards and put the rest of the cards back in any order. Yes, interesting. So what do we do here? On the 4/3 that we have, I am not sure. Well, we of course play the Cutthroat, but I'm not sure whether to open Cabin Boy or Rope. What is actually stronger? I think I have a hunch that the Cabin Boy might be the better thing to gain right away, as we really don't want to eat up too many curses. And I think on the $3 hand we just take a Shaman. And on the 5/2, well, then I think I would just go for the same opening, to be honest. There might also be a case where you get really unlucky and have the $3 hand on your first turn and this hand on your second turn and get hit by the opponent's Cutthroat right away. In that case, I would just resign and replay the kingdom. No, I'm kidding, but I think in that case I'd just open double Shaman and be really, really quite sad about it. But yeah, being able to play this cutthroat turn 1 is really strong. And yeah, let's get that cabin boy in. Now we need to discard here. This is looking like it's going to be an awful, awful kingdom. Those curses are going to be in our decks in no time. And we'll somehow need to get rid of them. Now we get to play this cabin boy. Our Shaman misses. And I just bought a second Shaman, so maybe now we get a grotto here. Yeah, had our cabin boy been on top, we would have been much further ahead. But here at least we can gain a rope from it and just regain it from the trash one of our curses, and by maybe a Harbinger might actually have some merit if you can play it after having the cabin boy there. But yeah, we are already so junked due to our Shaman missing and due to our cabin boy not being where we wanted it, that yeah, this will be tough. The AI does have a grotto in play, propelling its next turn. Let's gain a Shaman here. And again, we do not see our grotto even. This is, the grotto is the last card. This is not good. We do not hit 4. We didn't hit 4, even if our life depended on it. This is looking really, really quite bad. And we gain yet another curse. We get to trash one of those curses. Can set aside 2 cards here. Might argue that even just trashing this curse might be wrong. Actually, yeah, maybe it's better to just set aside 4 cards here and get on with our turn. AI gets to trash there. Yeah, we really just need to start moving through our deck. That's the most important thing, but due to this cabin boy bottom decking that one time, we are in quite the pickle, I would say. Yeah, let's see whether we can stand up against this AI that has 2 grottos in play to propel its turns and is getting really, really scarily thin, while we just mope around trying to somewhat get there. AI just got 2 cabin boys, so we'll be able to do the same trick that we would like to do. Get to trash a curse here, get to set aside 4 cards, but this is not looking great. I gained this landing party, by the way, just to get us drawing just a tad more, so this is finally somewhat nice, as we will see another cabin boy next turn, and we will be able to trash a card, but yeah, still it's looking quite grim, I'd say. Let's stock up on a few ropes. Now next turn we can gain another rope or gain another cabin boy, let's see. The problem also with the AI being so much better trashed than we are is that that victory point wise it's ahead, and having those cabin boys constantly trashing cards and gaining more cards for them means that, well, that the supply will deplete quite quickly. What do we gain here? Maybe just a harbinger, but to be honest, I think this game might be lost, might be beyond loss. Yeah, I might already get its cutthroat in play. Well, it doesn't. That's one nice thing, but it does gain a province. We can trash this cabin boy for another landing party. Play a landing party, just set aside 4 cards. Somehow scrambling to hang on, but of course, yeah, I got the shield as its loot from the cutthroat gain. Yeah, this is not shaping up to be the greatest of playthroughs. Where is the AI's cutthroat? Well, it doesn't matter as it gets the second province, is ahead by 16 points, while we are still far from having any sense of deck control. Look at this. Well, we get to see some of our nice cards at the bottom of our shuffle. Yeah, what do we even do at this point? Maybe we need to hope for getting some nice payload through some pendant and artisan action. But yeah, I don't think we'll manage, to be honest. The curses have just overwhelmed us way too much. Yeah, let's see. 3 cabin boys in play means that next turn AI is going to hit 6 at least. 4 means it will hit 8. Yeah, no, not looking great. And it can even with that hand could buy the province there. So we get to trash out 1 more copper. Amazing. Does the AI have, yeah, the AI does have its cutthroat there, but we can just be somewhat in a setup fashion, set up the next turn, but yeah, this game is essentially lost. I don't see any way we come back from this. Yeah, I just got ahead on trashing way too quickly. Maybe the early grotto was the thing that made the difference for the AI, but also I think just our shaman and our cabin boy missing. Or the cabin boy didn't miss technically, but the cabin boy wasn't in our turn 1 hand. That just broke our neck there. So we can regain it here. We can top deck something. What do we want to top deck? Maybe just another landing party, draw as much as possible, or another grotto to set up any future turns. Well, I'm not sure. Let's draw. Let's get through some stuff. Trash another curse. Set aside 4 cards, or actually 3 cards only. And on this very nice turn, what is it? 17. We are finally in the position to buy our first province. Isn't it great? Isn't it magnificent? Whew, this isn't shaping up great, yeah. The AI just rolls through, stomps through. Yeah, sets up a nice next turn by setting aside 4 cards with the grotto, and will still be able to hit province, or maybe even double province now. Well, without any cabin boys in play, only single province, but yeah, it's at more than half of the victory points, I think. Can get another one of these. Oh, we should have gotten the cabin boy into our shuffle first. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. this point. We don't even hit 8 for the province, but yeah, let's just end it, to be honest. We can gain the pendant here. But yeah, that didn't turn out as I wanted it to. Let's replay it. This turn we only hit 4 on the first turn and might, well, we hit the AI here. Let's go for the same opening. We hit 3 here. Let's go for a grotto now. Again, the shaman might just miss. This time it didn't miss. Nice. Get another shaman in. Crash one of our estates and... oh, actually now we get to gain another duration. Which should be a cabin boy, just to pull off, be able to pull off the trick even more often. Let's draw a few cards here. Can regain the estate we just trashed. Buy a rope. Now just set aside 4 cards. And yeah, and a second grotto would be quite nice right now, but we might be able to gain it on the next turn. Oh, well, on another turn via a cabin boy. Do we want to play them both or only one of them? Let's have one of them in our next shuffle. Even though one of those last 2 cards is the rope, I think I'm just happier to consistently be able to have the cabin boy there. We get to trash it, gain another duration, and here I think this turn it's a little different. This turn, this time the AI is getting overwhelmed with the curses. Although, well, there are 4 curses left. I think the AI still has more estates. What should we get here? Maybe just another landing party in order to try to set up nice and big turns. Can trash a curse, gain it back immediately. Play a cabin boy, which is very nice. Play the grotto. We just draw 2 cards and buy another grotto. I think that's the course to go there. Now we can draw cards first. Gain our next duration card, just another landing party. Trash a curse and set aside 4 cards. So now we are finally at a stage where we can keep the deck rolling somewhat. We did not get a cabin boy in play this time, so let's draw first. Play cabin boy, the landing parties, that's okay. Yeah, now we can be more aggressive about playing those cabin boys, even though we didn't get a grotto in play, we still got 2 ropes in play, and now just can maybe buy another cabin boy and even another landing party to keep the draw up. If all else fails, we just play a treasure first and have a stack of landing parties on top of our deck. Yeah, here we get hit with the cutthroat, and this actually inclines me to just discard the grotto. Ah no, I forgot about the... I'm stupid. I completely forgot about the incoming ropes. Well, what can you do? We can also gain another cutthroat here. We can play this for +2. play, have these 2 ropes played. Now, as I said, let's not play any of these action cards, but rather just go for maybe an artisan. The AI is getting into a much better trashed state as well. So, and also it's annoying us with these cutthroat attacks. Again, something must have gone wrong. At some point I didn't trash enough. And I'm completely overwhelmed with these curses, and also this grotto doesn't feel great. Now the AI has a cutthroat in play, so we don't want to gain any treasures. Yeah, our deck is still far too junky. I actually thought we were at a better stage deck, but we aren't. So yeah, the AI is just filling its deck with loot right now to trash this, gain another duration. Let's hope we can come back with come back from this somehow. But yeah, it's looking dicey, especially with the AI already going into the province business much more. I think at this point, I like putting one of our cutthroats into play, getting a pendant, and now use some of the draw that we got through our landing parties to just to get a grotto going. Let's take a free harbinger. But I'm not convinced about my strategy, as you can see about how this plays out. Yeah, this is not how I pictured this kingdom to go. Yeah, wow. AI just trounces me here. We do hit 8 here, so we can try to start to catch up with the provinces here. All 10 curses are in the trash by now, by the way. But the AI has picked up the 3 of our estates and somehow has integrated them into its grotto plan. Although by now it has quite the junky deck. So there might be some sliver of hope, although although I don't really believe in it. Yeah, at this point with the puzzle box we can just set aside 1 card, buy a province and an estate, and probably lose on the spot. Let's see. Yeah. Wow. I didn't expect this time the early turns didn't feel as bad. Of course, our first our cabin boy missing wasn't as great either. Let's try this out by going with Shaman and a rope instead of the cabin boy. Our Shaman misses. Maybe? No, it doesn't. We get to actually regain a copper and just buy this cabin boy now. Now we get the grotto into play, draw through a bunch of stuff, and also get a cabin boy into play, which is huge at this point. Let's buy another grotto and cabin boy. The cabin boy, the rope will enable us to trash a card here. We can gain a duration from this and then regain it here. Now, this is shaping up to be a better attempt, I think, but we need to keep being on our toes to keep trashing, all the while also building up some good cards in our deck. Yeah, I think my main problem the last two attempts was undervaluing ropes. Yeah, finding a grotto there would have been nice. Maybe we even try to draw it. No, we don't find any. But we got two ropes in play and the cabin boy, and therefore won't need to draw and won't need to gain any curse next turn, as we can just trash this. For now is a good time for a landing party, I think. This one 4+2. Now we can regain it from the trash before drawing. And now I think we just set aside 3 cards, play this rope, and buy another grotto. And this is a really tough kingdom to go against the junk. Now our landing party comes in clutch. I think we are okay to play this cabin boy. Seeing this cabin boy really sucks, actually. But yeah, we can get another rope in there. Now we can get one of those cabin boys back into the shuffle, so we are not fully likely, but somewhat likely. Oh, I didn't mean to press this one. I was about to say we were fairly likely to get one of those cabin to see this cabin boy again, but of course if we just fire it off like this, that won't happen. All right, I think at this point we have 2 ropes in play, which is nice. Let's get this pendant in order to get the cutthroats out of the play area. Can trash 2 curses, feels really good. What is in the trash? There are 8 curses now, so we don't want any of that. We get to again set aside 4 cards, play the pendant, and at this point, I'm not 100% sure what the best course of action is, but it feels good to just maybe, all the while AI doesn't have another thing in play, just buy another pendant. We might need to discard here to AI's cutthroat. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't come in. Yeah, we can gain a duration here. Let's just gain another landing party. So we do not want to discard all of those cards into our shuffle. We first want to regain the cabin boy, play the rope, trashing out 2 more coppers. Now find the landing party here. Can set aside 4 cards, or 3 cards at least, just to keep the ball rolling. These 3 ropes will allow us to draw 3 cards next turn, and we can top deck maybe 2 landing parties, and that will allow us to kick off next turn quite nicely and hopefully be on our way to provincing reliably afterwards. Yeah. Let's see. So now we first draw these 3 cards, then can gain another duration here. Let's be conservative and just gain a cabin boy, get +2, regain the cabin boy. Now we can trash 3 cards. Get all of those cabin boys into play, set aside 2 cards, hit 13, and just buy province. And both of us do have the cutthroats in play, but yeah, why not just free them? We do give the AI the loot as well, but since we have a nice next turn setup, I think we're okay with that. AI draws a bunch of cards, hopefully doesn't hit us with the cutthroat attack. No, it hasn't shuffled, I think, so it cannot. But we can get close to piling out already. We can use these cabin boys for that purpose, gaining us another landing party. So if we hit 10, we pile out, but then we also need to hit, we need to hit 12 at least. So let's see what we draw first here actually. Decline. And decline. Currently we have some money, but we do not have enough buy to guarantee that we hit 2 ropes and a grotto and an estate. So we just need to take it slow, set aside 4 cards here, but we'll be able to pile out just the next turn. And we can once again free this pendant or just buy a landing party. AI has 1 grotto in play, won't be able to gain a bunch of durations, so that's good. Yeah, had we seen a few more ropes that turn, or the insignia and a few ropes, then we might have already piled out. But I think we're ahead far enough to close it out here anyways. So now we can gain another duration here. Gain this from the trash. We actually do want to bottom deck the jewels first because we have those pendants in play. And now, at long last, we hit 21, which is enough to buy. Oh well, let's make sure this is 8, 12, 14. Yeah, very easy pile out actually. Can top deck all of the junk. And yeah, be done with this really cursed kingdom. Wow. I didn't think I would struggle that much with that. But yeah, it took the 3rd try to win against the AI here. But This kingdom, I think, is just also very snowbally, because it is so important when you see your early treasures, and if you see that rope you get early on one of the first, maybe even on turn 3, or if we would have drawn the cabin boy on our turn 3, then already on turn 4 we could have trashed and gained a good card instead of having to gain a curse, and the cabin boy would have been back in our shuffle. So I'm still not fully opposed to that opening, but it's kind of sketchy, with especially since you essentially start the game with 2 curses instead of the starting estate, and with a discard attack incoming. Yeah, this is quite the annoying and cursed kingdom. But yes, one final look at our ending decks, and this video has been way too long due to my losses, so I'll say goodbye and catch you next time.